Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Matt in the Kitchen. We are on the air and hopefully you're able to see us on facebook.com/there's a Matt in the Kitchen. And I'm just going to test out a few bits and pieces. Yeah, there we are. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's bring up that so I can see what's going on. See how you all are today, my lovelies. Welcome. Oh, I've called it Raspberry and Apple Load. That's nice, isn't it? That's nice in my attempt to quickly type something out. It feels like ages since I've been here doing a Matt in the Kitchen. Done a few bits and pieces since last time we spoke. We are doing something slightly different today. Oh dear! Oh, this is all going wrong here. There we go. Trying something different today, which is why everything is a little bit over the place. So I'm using my phone as the main camera today, and I'm using my webcam. Let me just do that. Using my webcam over here. Hello, as my second camera, and I've not got it on manual focus today. I've got it on manual focus today, and that's all good. Terry Savage has joined. Morning, Terry. Thank you for joining us on the programme. And what are we going to do today? We're not going to do an apple and raspberry load. No, it's going to be an apple and raspberry loaf, based on this recipe book. Good Foods magazine, 101 Cakes and Bakes by BBC Books from 2004. Okay, and this is what we're aiming for. But we're not doing it with blackberries today. We're doing it with raspberries today because it's coming into spring, summertime, and I thought some raspberries would be rather nice. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Raspberry and apple loaf, because I haven't done any loaf cakes. And I've got my tin here, so we're all okay. This is 900 gram tin. This recipe's for 1 kilogram, so we'll see. We might end up with some left over, in which case I could stick them in some little muffin cases or something like that. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all, I think this is going to be quite a quick one because the cooking takes a long time. Basically, the cooking takes 1 hour and 20 minutes. So let's go over to, I don't think we've got it on this image anymore. No, so the cookers, oh yeah, you can see a little bit of it. So we're going to do top oven to 180. I've got the window open. I hope it's not too off-putting. That bizarre chicken will go again, and and you probably hear some birds in the background. I hope it's not too bad. Right, so that's the oven on. We've got to butter and line the base of the loaf tin, and we've got to weigh some stuff out. All right, let's do that. Let's go to, oh, no, not me. Let's go to that one. Okay, so I've got my loaf tin here, and if I move this up here, it's my place marker. So today's recipe, I should go over the recipe really. It's 250 grams of self-raising flour, 175 grams of butter or margarine. I use clover in my recipes. Some muscovado sugar, wrong way around, Wadey. Muscovado sugar, some cinnamon, some demerara sugar, which I've got here, 1 small eating apple, 2 large eggs which are in the fridge, zest of 1 orange, baking powder, and of course raspberries. Okay, that's what we're doing. So first of all, we need to butter and line this dish. Make sure your hands are washed. I'm going to just go and wash them now. Let me just go back to this one. then you can at least see me. I mean, I think we all know what washing hands is all about. Next month's Matt in the Kitchen is going to be a different week because I'm going away. I'm away for my grandma's 90th birthday. 90th birthday, wowzers. And she's taken her boyfriend, who's 95. 95. So we're off. So we're not going to be around for the second Saturday. So we might do it the third Saturday of the month. Something like that. We'll figure it out. Right, let's butter this up. I've already cut out my baking paper. Save you the boredom of that. Terry, I wonder whether you can comment and just let me know if the sound is okay, or whether you are picking up a lot of outside noise, because I have got the door open on the Wade kitchen today. Okay, so that is buttered up, and then whack that in. This is just helping. This will just help when it comes to getting it out later, obviously. Okay, marvellous. If I move this up here, that can be a bit more central. Sounds fine. Lovely. Brilliant. Thank you, Terry. Okay, so we buttered that, and this is not actually a mixer job today, so we won't be using the mixer. So what do we have to do? Flour, butter, and muscovado sugar together. All right, we can do that. Let's give my hands a quick wash. Do the flour, 250 grams. Let's just wipe my hands. Got my scales here. Let's get rid of that tin, we don't need that there anymore. I'm going to do it all in this big dish. Oh, turn that off, turn it on again. Okay, marvellous, 250 grams. Pretty much all of it. Whoa, he's gone a bit too... You've gone crazy. Just get a spoon, hike that out. There we go. Get some more flour for Maze Matt in the kitchen. 250 grams. Then we add butter, 175. So what's that? 250 plus 175, 350, 425. 425 grams. Now we don't want this too... I've had this out the fridge for a while. What did I say? 425? Yeah. Because I've got to mix this together. I haven't heard back from Lakeland yet whether or not they'd like to sponsor it, but I need to sort of write to them really. See whether Matt in the Kitchen is something they'd like to be a part of. Be a bit of fun, wouldn't it, eh? 425. We're at 400. 408. Nearly there. That'll do. Lovely. And then muscovado sugar. 175 grams of that. I know, Terry, it says load up there, doesn't it? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why? Let me just get this. MacBook Pro with touch bar, keyboard, rubbish. Right, 175 grams of Muscovado. Muscovado. Anyone know the origins of Muscovado? Well, this one is made in Mauritius. Natural molasses of the sugarcane is the difference which gives this sugar a unique depth of flavour and natural colour. Came all the way over from New Zealand, so it's grown in Mauritius, sorted out in New Zealand. Right, we have to do another 175 grams. Oh dear, 175, okay, well that's 600. 600 grams in total. Right, I don't think you need to see me anymore, do you? There we go. Goodness me, having a nightmare getting into this. Right, 600. Oh, it smells lovely, this. $5.99, 600. Okay, stick that away. Right, good. Time to get our fingers mucky, I think. So we've got to rub that together to make fine breadcrumbs. Then we've got to reserve 5 tablespoons of the mixture for the topping. Mix into the cinnamon and demerara sugar. Okay, fine. It's mucky fingers time. Turn that off for the moment. Lovely. Get ourselves in. Get ourselves involved, as they say. Mix that up. Get all that flour in with the margarine. It's turning out nice so far this weekend, isn't it? I think it's going to be a bit warmer. Needs to be. In Essex, where I'm from, it's been dreary, dreary, dreary. Although I have been able to get out running again in a vague attempt to lose this big pot belly that's here. That's thankfully slightly out of focus. So it's been nice to be able to do some running. What have we got there? What am I feeling? I'm feeling little bits of sugar that's all sort of clumped together. This is a lovely gooey mess. Got to make sure that that's incorporated everything in that. I hope I did my calculations right, because this seems very fatty. Right, let's just get this off. Gosh, this is sticky work. One thing as part of the prep for Matt in the kitchen, I have to silence my lady in a canister that I've got in the kitchen. But I've not done that today. But because she sometimes answers to the name a mixer. But I'm not using the mixer very much today, so hopefully she won't. If she does, I'll just have to go over and mute her. Right. That's that sorted out. Lovely. Okay. Oh, 5. Hello. Right, so I've made my breadcrumbs. Next in the recipe book, got to reserve 5 tablespoons of that for the mix for the top. So that's okay. Got over here a nice little pot. 5 tablespoons of that. 1. Oop, oh no, what a mess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish, and a bit of luck. Right, stick that there. Cinnamon and demerara sugar. So I'm going to get a wooden spoon. Wooden spoons are always good to use on baking. Oopsie daisy. Oh no, losing it all. Okay. So stick that back on there. Makes the calculations a bit easier. That's why I have scales like this, because you can just use anything on top. Okay. Cinnamon, which is half a teaspoon, and demerara sugar, 2 rounded tablespoons. So, time for my magical spoon set. Here's my magical spoon set. Actually, it worked better putting them up like this. Where are we? No. Oh gosh, I'm having trouble here. See them all here? What do we need? What do we need? I've forgotten already. Half a teaspoon. Got a quarter. Got a pinch. There we are. Half a teaspoon. So that just pops off there. Lovely. And then what else do we need? Rounded tablespoon. There we go. Pop that one off there. Nigella Lawson spoons. Okay. Cinnamon, half a teaspoon. This is new cinnamon. This is actually. Don't often cook with cinnamon. Cook with cinnamon? What do you make if you do? Comments below. Half a teaspoon. There we go. In. Cinnamon. What do they put it on? Hot chocolate, or is that, or am I going bonkers? Don't know. Can't remember. And the Demerara sugar, 2 rounded tablespoons of Demerara. Oh dear, I'm losing loads over here, aren't I? This is not ideal. Just do it properly, Wadey. Wait a minute. Hold there. Talk amongst yourselves. Used to love Demerara sugar on porridge. Ever used to have that? Just you and me, Terry, today. Matt in the kitchen. The weather has forced people out, or maybe they just don't like raspberry and apple loaf. Well, thankfully, like I said the other day, I don't mind if it's just us two or whether it's just me, because I get to eat cake at the end of it. Right, got to mix this together and then set that aside. Okay, so this is one sugary, fatty mess, isn't it? Lovely. Okay, we'll come back to that later. I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to bring in this one. So, mix the apple in with the eggs and the zest. I'm just reading the instructions, just bear with me. All right, good, we're okay. So, I've already forgotten what to do. Apple. So I've got a small eating apple, unpeeled. I've got to grate it down to the core. In there, 2 large eggs, and the zest of 1 orange. Okay, let me go and get the eggs. Yeah, you can still see me over here. Hi there, just going to the fridge. Eggs. I haven't yet stuck these videos on YouTube. The idea is that the YouTube ones will just be a very quick bake, sort of edited down highlights, as it were, or lowlights, whatever you deem them. Right, we don't need this spoon for the moment. Stick that there. We don't need the butter anymore. Stick that in the fridge. So they'll be up at youtube.com/ I think it's youtube.com/ there's a Matt in the kitchen, or it might just be Matt in the kitchen. Right, wash this apple up. But I haven't quite done those yet, because I need to work on the visual branding of Matt in the kitchen. But the idea is some sort of little shorts will be good. Catch up is the future. Yeah, that's what you say when you don't have many viewers on the original. Okay, so let me just go to there we are. Beautiful. You don't need to see my face. So got my apple, got my grater, and then we just down to the core. On the subject of apples, I'm a jazz apple kind of guy. What about you? My son likes Braeburns. My wife's a Granny Smith kind of person. I quite like the jazz apples, which are a mix, aren't they? They are like a spawning of two different apples. We've got some great orchards near us in Essex, and they have an apple bar. You can go in, and they've got all the apples out, and you can cut them and eat them and decide which one you want to take with us. All right, that's that. Macaroni. Stick that there. Easter holidays are coming to an end. My wife's temper is coming to an end. A fortnight is a long time when you're wrangling a 7-year-old. Right, I've done the coarse apple. Pink Lady for Terry. Good, yeah, good choice. Eggs, 2 large eggs. And the zest. All right, so that's my coarse apple. Camera's doing well, even though I've taken off the autofocus. It's all quite nearby. Right, 2 large eggs. What I need is something for those eggs to go into when I finish with them. Apart from the bin. Oh well, I'll figure that out. Figure it out now, Wadey. Okay. Beautiful. Excuse me, back here now. Just going to stick them in this. You know, eggs have got a special code on them now. He says looking for someone who's... Yeah. You see whether I can't remember the code, but do you see there? 1 at the start there means it's free range. Class 1 egg. And then it will actually tell you the sort of the place of birth, as it were. I don't remember eggs being stamped with anything when I was little. Can you? I don't think we really bothered where they came from. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Bit weird. Right, that is my coarse apple, my eggs, and the zest of an orange. I got a new grater. I love showing you new gadgets. It's not really much of a gadget. It's a new grater. Fine over one side, coarse over the other. From IKEA. Because my son has cheese on everything. And so that's quite good, isn't it? What it means is I can go over here. Kind of catches it in there. I'll figure that out in a minute. I'll have to eat this orange for lunch, I reckon. Else they just dry out, don't they? You put them in, if you've ever taken the zest off and then sort of stuck it in the fridge, you come back to it and it's gone sort of rock solid because you've basically taken his coat off and he's got cold. Of course, as we move into summertime with this door open, I can already hear one. We're going to get into lawnmower season, aren't we? Everyone will have their lawnmowers going. So, as Terry, you're watching, I thought I'd go into the technicals a little bit about how we're doing this. So I've got a microphone on, little lapel microphone. It's a Rode Smart Lav Plus microphone. It's just underneath my t-shirt. I'll show you in a minute. So that is my zest of an orange. Going into a little Rode extension cable, which adds another 6 meters onto the cable. That enables me to walk around. And that just plugs into MacBook Pro, just into the little jack hole. Just wash this up. So it's all running on a MacBook Pro with touch bar, with a horrible keyboard. And we're running a iPhone 6s, which is producing the main image. Oh, let me just go back here. There we go. So this one here is the iPhone 6s. And then this one here outside is a Logitech C920 webcam. And I'm on a tripod for the camera, and for the Logitech, let me just spin this around and you'll be able to see it. I'm on a little Gorilla Pod. So do you see my radio there? And that's it there. And it sits on my radio and gets the image across. So yeah, I'm on a little tripod for there. And then that one just sorts itself out. Using OBS on the computer, streaming it and recording. And you might be able to see, let's have a look. Main camera. You might be able to see here. Oh, see this? That's a cable that runs all the way back to my router. Because Wi-Fi, you don't want to trust Wi-Fi. You don't want to trust it. You want to be a wired connection. I love the old Bush radio, yeah. Got that for a wedding present ages ago. Right. Here we go. It's 11 o'clock. Goodness me. Mix the apple with the eggs and the zest. Stir the baking powder into the rubbed in mixture. Then quickly and lightly stir in the egg mixture. Don't overmix. All right. So. There's that. And then I've got various lights, which on this page there is a sort of behind the scenes view. But I've got a light just above here, a light over the other side, and then I've got a light that projects onto the ceiling, and I've obviously got my lights on in the kitchen, which are LED spotlights. So there you go. There's a little techie insight. Right. So that's that. Got to mix it in. Mix the apple in. Baking powder. What have we got? How many baking? 1 teaspoon. Teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. There we are. Which is 5 millilitres of baking powder. We've got to stir that into where? Rubbed in mixture. Right, time to clear the decks. That moves out there. That gives that a rub down. Right, rub that down, have a quick drink. have a quick drink. That's rubbed down. Don't need the orange anymore. I'm going to leave that out for lunch. What I got for lunch? Bacon sandwiches for lunch. Yum, yum, yum. Right. Okay, that's my rubbed in mixture. That's my apple. Let's just sort this out. Let's just go back to, there we go, beautiful. The C920 webcam, this side one, produces a lovely image. I think you'll agree. Right, mix the apple in with the eggs and the zest. Stir the baking powder into the rubbed in mixture. Then quickly and lightly stir in the egg mixture. Don't over mix. Right. There we go, there's my spoon of baking powder. In there. Wooden spoon. Mix that in. So no electronic mixers today. My mixer, by the way, I don't know whether you saw, but it was just behind the webcam. Right. This is going to get hard very quickly, isn't it? So I'm just going to lightly... I won't forget the raspberries. I won't forget them. Just at this stage, they would get obliterated, wouldn't they? Just going to give that a good mix up. But not over mixing. Just make sure it's all incorporated. Okay. Lovely. Thank you, Terry, for your little message. Quite a simple setup. Yeah, I know. I was using a really posh DSLR camera as the main camera, and I thought, no, I need to make it more accessible and easy for people to do. So hence why I've sort of simplified it a little bit more, and then I'm going to write it up. Right. Gently fold in 3/4 of the berries, spoon into the tin and level. Scatter the rest of it, and do that, and do that, and do that, and then we're pretty much done. Okay, so I got my raspberries, 225 grams. Let's just 5. There we go. And I'll tell you what, get rid of these eggs into the food recycling bin. I don't know if you've got a food recycling bin yourself. I find it just is always full. Like it's empty for about, I don't know, a day. And then it seems to be forever chock full. Okay. Oh, if you want a real behind the scenes, like the image and stuff behind and the mat in the kitchen, little slate here, done on a website called canva.com. So I do most of my graphics and stuff in that. It's a really good sort of vector thing. You can download it as PNGs and things. Right, 3/4 of the berries, fold in. Okay. I don't think you had to cut these up. Fold those in. A few more. Yeah, and the lights are just they're just normal lights from IKEA, really. I think these ones. Actually, I can show you. I just oh, it might be a bit too bright there. You can see the light. It's just a stand-up one with one shooting up to the sky and another one movable. And then my other light is just this lamp here. Okay. So they're not. The trick is daylight bulbs. So these have got daylight LEDs in, just so I don't look too crazy in terms of the colour. Right, that is all mixed in. So we've got to spoon that in. Spoon into the tin and level. Scatter the rest of the berries on top, then sprinkle over the topping. So bring this back. There we go. Kind of know what chefs are dealing with now on TV, having to sort of change things to a different angle so that it looks, so that on the screen it looks sensible. So I didn't forget the raspberries, no. So remember, this was a recipe for a 1 kilogram loaf tin, and mine is 900 kilograms. And we use self-raising flour. And we've still got raspberries to go. Bash that down. I think we'll carry on. Should get my spatula in here, really. Ah, Robin's joined. Oh no, she's gone away again. Robin joined briefly. Maybe Robin will come back. Oh no, you've come back. Brilliant. Welcome, Robin. Robin does a lovely foodie type blog called Robin Loves Breakfast. Maybe you want to stick it in the stick the URL in the comments, Robin. So that is that in, and then what we've got to do is we've got to sprinkle the rest in. Got to sprinkle our leftover bits, and also, you remember, we set that aside. That's going to be the topping. So I'm just going to sprinkle these in. I'm not going to pour these in because there's quite a lot of water at the bottom. So we just do plonkety plonk, plonkety plonk. There we go. I'll stick those in, and then so that's all in, and then we've got this mixture, which is that tin almost as the topping. This was the muscovado sugar, self-raising flour and butter. We'll go over the recipe again before we finish. Now, that is quite chock-a-block, isn't it? Bit concerned about the old... So what expansion of the self-raising. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick that up a little bit there. All right, that looks pretty lovely, doesn't it? Scatter the rest over, sprinkle over, bake for 1 hour and 20 minutes at 180. Okay, so that's going in, and we can just tip that up a little bit. There we go, you get a slightly different image, so you can get to see my bottom as we go to the fridge, not the fridge, the oven. Stick that in, so that's 180 degrees. If you want to do it on a fan oven, it is going to be, oh, hello there, good afternoon. If you're going to do a fan oven, normally they say take it down 20 degrees, so 160 for a fan oven. Do you want to go over the recipe? Of course you do. Of course you do. Let's just go here, because you don't need to see my fat tummy. Okay, let's go over the recipe again before I bid you farewell. So we used 250 grams of self-raising flour, 175 grams of butter or margarine, 175 of light muscovado sugar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 rounded tablespoons of demerara sugar, 1 small eating apple unpeeled, coarsely grated down to the core, 2 large eggs beaten up, finely grated zest of 1 orange, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 225 grams of blackberries. Serves about 10. That is what we're ending up with. Okay, and we're not doing blackberry and apple loaf. We are doing raspberry and apple loaf because, hey, I like raspberries. And so what we did, we preheated the oven, we buttered and lined the base of the loaf tin, we rubbed the flour, butter and muscovado sugar together to make fine crumbs. We reserved a bit of that for the topping that we just sprinkled on. We mixed into it the cinnamon and the demerara sugar, we set it aside. We then mixed in the apple with the eggs and the zest. We stirred the baking powder into the rubbed in mixture that we'd set aside, and then we stirred in the egg mixture, not over mixing. Then we gently folded in 3/4 of the berries, spooned it into the tin and levelled it off, scattered the rest of the berries on top and sprinkled over the topping. And we're now going to bake it for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So, but after 50 minutes, so we're going to set it for 50 minutes. After 50 minutes, cover loosely with foil. Okay, so it's 1 hour and 20 in total. But after 50 minutes, cover it loosely with foil because we don't want the top burning too much. And then leave in the tin for 30 minutes and then cool on a wire rack. Yeah? So after 50 minutes, cover, then put it back in for a further 30 minutes. Then when it's all done, cool it on a wire rack. That is today's Matt in the Kitchen, raspberry and apple loaf, courtesy of Good Food, 101 Cakes and Bakes from 2004. Okay, and I wanted to do a loaf cake today, not a load cake, as I silly put on there. I think that's about it, folks. Unless you've got any comments, any questions you would like to ask me about the process today or Matt in the Kitchen in general, please do share with your friends. As always, tell them that there is a crazy guy who once a month does some cooking in his kitchen and welcomes onlookers. Spread the word, and then we can have more than just 1 or 2 of us watching. Terry, thank you for watching today. It's been quite a quick one, hasn't it? 20 past 11. I thought it would be quick. It would have been even quicker if I had just got on with it and remembered the recipe. That is it. I just need to now figure out where I'm going to go back to it, and over here, and I need to figure out how I'm going to stop this video. Let's just go into that. Ah, here we go. Marvellous. Yep. And so that's all good. And so we are going to end. Thank you, Terry. Well done. You're welcome. I'm going to just switch over to this, and I will see you. Let me have a look on the calendar. Let me have a look on the calendar. Oopsie daisy. So I'm going to do it the 19th of May. 19th of May. Yep. Next Matt in the Kitchen, 19th of May. If you have any suggestions of what we should do, then send them my way on the Facebook page, facebook.com/there's a Matt in the Kitchen, and let us know. And I will leave you. Have a lovely rest of the month. See you on the 19th of May.